Hey traders, how you doing? This is Rick, Hit Run Candlesticks. How are you? Today's day is Sunday, June 22nd, 2025, and I have six charts that I would like to talk to you about on this video. But first, a couple things I want to do here. Please register for our open house on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, June 24th, 8:45 to 4:15. If you can't be there all day, pop in sometime during the day. Make sure you say hi to me, okay? Let me put this back up here. Some things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the 3/8 trap, rounded bottom breakout. And by the way, all but one chart I'm going to show you is tonight is going to be rounded bottom breakouts. We're going to talk about the pinball, the blue ice failure, pullback opportunities, what we call a PBO, trending continuation patterns, and the pop out of the box. Basically, what's going to happen Tuesday, remember to register, we're going to have a mini class on each one of those setups. So it's not all, anyway, I hope you're going to be there. I'm going to put a lot of work in it. We'll make sure we get everything covered on those setups and answer whatever questions that you might have, okay? All right. Now, with that said, like I said, this is Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. I suspect tomorrow with Israel, Iran, and the U.S. now, I suspect tomorrow is going to be crazy volatile. And yeah, so if you're watching this video, just be careful what you jump into and chase tomorrow, okay? One of the things that I like to do, and I've after 36 years of trading, I feel like I've become fairly good at it, and that is having patience and staying calm. So far as I'm concerned, the worst thing that I can do is start running around like a chicken with my head cut off tomorrow. The market may gap up, it may gap down. You know, positions I'm in may be good, may be bad. Who knows? We'll see, okay, how it all shakes out. Just, I hope stops are in and don't panic. That's probably the best thing I could say right now. All right, with that said, let's take a look. In yesterday's video, I talked a bit about the market. I'm not going to talk a lot about that on this video. I did one yesterday. Right now, we did close below the T-line on the SPY, but we did close above the trendicator, or right at the trendicator. We are at a possible area for support, but you know, that means absolutely squat on the kind of news that we received this weekend, and depending how the market, how Wall Street views all of that is what's going to happen here. So stay vigilant, stay vigilant. When we closed Friday, T2123 was bearish. However, VXX was not screaming bullish. So we'll see what happens, okay? Again, be careful trading tomorrow. Be careful not to chase. All right, let's talk about some charts here. And this is the rounded bottom breakout is one of my it's one of my favorite absolute setups. I've probably made more money using this setup than any other setup there is. I've been trading it for a long time, and it utilizes moving average. We will talk about that tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Tuesday in the class. We'll talk about that Tuesday. Let's just take a look at some charts here, okay? WKS, SWKS. Let's take a look at that. That's a rounded bottom breakout right there. Basically what we're doing is we're looking for a bounce or a snapback, if you will. Let's see here, make that blue. Moving from a downtrend after it's crossed the 50-period moving average. We're we're looking for a snapback or a bounce back up to the 200 period moving average or awfully close, or maybe just price making a good attempt to do that, okay? So let me get my arrow out here. I don't know, kind of moving kind of slow here. So here you can see that we crossed over the 50 period moving average right through here. And then you can see price just rallied right up. It went to what we call the dotted deuce moving average. I'll be absolutely 100% explained on Tuesday. Here we pulled back, played with the trend indicator here. Here we broke out, and now we're just testing. I'm looking for us to move back up toward that 200 period moving average. Again, with tomorrow, maybe even all next week, the market could be so crazy volatile. We can look at chart patterns till we're blue in the face, but this kind of news pretty much throws a lot of stuff right out the window until the market settles down and kind of embraces what's going on here, okay? So more than anything on this video, I would just want to talk about these chart patterns. I love them. I think they're good for everybody, but you do have to register to get in on Tuesday, okay? So there's SWKS. Take a look at UA. Now, I don't know what in the world got what got into UA here. I didn't look up any kind of news or anything. I'm going to get rid of those lines. Look at UA. We crossed over that 50 period moving average. We nailed the dotted deuce just like clockwork. We pulled all the way back to the 50 period moving average, and now we're looking for that snapback or bounce, whichever you want to call it, toward the 50 period moving average right here. And Friday was a massive day, massive. So something's going on with UA. This may be a great trade going forward. Something else I'll be covering Tuesday is how I use these lines here, combination of quadrant lines and 2 Fibonacci lines. And right here is the 50% retracement. That puts that 200 period moving average at a very good target. And from the dotted deuce up here, we're looking at about 9.5, maybe 10%. That's something that's very important, and we'll talk about that Tuesday. So don't forget to register. Hey, take a look at Nike here. Could Nike be getting ready to bounce? We'll see, you know. So here we had a rounded bottom breakout, break the 50 period moving average. We've rallied up and pulled back. Could we start to get that bounce or that snap back off the 50 period moving average toward maybe the dotted deuce up here, and then maybe run up toward that 200 period moving average? I'm going to adjust this a little bit. If we bring it down right about, well, we could even, I'm going to go right here. Yeah. There's a 50% retracement, and that would be a very nice target. A little bit longer term, certainly not a swing trade for me. But what we could see is, you know, if Nike caught some air, that could be the playground. And then you're going to see the typical bullish move, you know, where we're up, back, up, right through there. Targets on this right now, there's the dotted deuce. That's always a target. And the 200 is always a target. And then we can come in here and put a few little price targets in there as well. And we'll cover a lot of this Tuesday, okay? Another one is, take a look at Toll Brothers. Look at Toll Brothers setting up here. So one of the key things about the rounded bottom breakout is right there, the path to profits. That's something I talk about often when we place a trade. I want to be able to see the path to profits, and you know, at 19%, I think that's pretty darn good. And that's just on the stock. If you're buying options on it, it's going to be much greater than that. So once again, let me get my little drawing tool right here. There we go. Once again, we became a rounded bottom breakout about right there. We came back and tested that 50-period moving average. We rallied up. We came close, kind of, sort of, to the dotted deuce up here. Back down. So are we starting to prepare for a bounce off the 50-period moving average or a snapback on the way up with, pullbacks along the way too? So we'll keep our eyes on Toll Brothers. How about ZETA? ZETA. Look at ZETA here. Look at that. So the cool thing about ZETA, well, about all these really, is I like to see the path to profits. And at 51% to the 200, that gives tons and tons of opportunity to make money in this space. So now, nowhere in my world do I think that ZETA here is just going to do this. And I would hope that you don't think that either. We would like it to, but no, that is just not the way trading works. Now, what we could see, however, let's do that. What we could see is something more like this, where maybe we rest, right? We rally up, and these aren't necessarily days. These could be 3 or 4 days up, 3 or 4 days down. We pull back, we move up, we pull back, we move up, we pull back, we move up. That's a typical chart right there. But you can see the path to profits. You can see okay, let's go there. Now, one of the reasons this is so, this chart pattern works out so much, and this is something that we're going to talk about a lot. ZETA is not the best one to take a look at. Let me come back to Nike here. Yeah, let's come back to Nike. So if we come over here, let me grab my little tool. See how we've been down over here, and look how we came back to the dotted deuce in the 200. See how we were down? We came back to the dotted deuce. See how we were down? We came back to the dotted deuce, attempted to get to the 200. Look here, we're down right there, dotted deuce. Down, 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 down. We start to reverse, dotted deuce. Down, 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 dotted deuce, 200. See my point? So we'll talk about that Tuesday. Make sure you register, okay? And here's one chart that I want to talk about that is not a rounded bottom breakout, but it's HIMS, H-I-M-S. It's a pretty nice chart. I have targets up here of about 72, then up here at 77, then up here about 83. Please, please, please remember that just because we have a target at those areas, it doesn't mean the chart's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it doesn't mean that at all. We could see another move up. Going to see some pullbacks. That's a fact. We could see a move up. That's a fact. We could see a pullback. Notice I'm not saying it's a fact. It's moving up. Okay, that's there's a good reason for that, because that doesn't. Nothing guarantees it's going to move up. But it is a fact. Whatever goes up will come down a little bit. So as long as the bulls stay in the market and as long as the trend holds, well, I see those targets with normal pullbacks and trading opportunities, okay? All right. Hey, look, for those that are still watching this video, a super thank you very, very much. Remember, register for our open house Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, June 24th, we start live at 8:45 a.m. I'll be here till 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Please, everybody, register. We'll see you Tuesday, okay? Hey, thanks a lot. Trade cautious tomorrow, okay? Trade cautious. Take care.